So I was just playing with some firewood. We still have snow on the ground. Temp hasn't been that high at all, in the low 30s every day. So I took the trusty old rear carrier wagon, hooked it up to the rehab Suburban, which by the way is the only one that would start. And I went out in the woods and I saw some pieces of a dead branch that had fallen, actually like the size of a tree. So this is the first day I tried my Stihl MS291 in wood. Got it at a good price while I work, and it seems to be in good condition. Starts, runs okay. The bar and chain are a disaster. I just ran it the way I got it. I should have looked it over a little bit further. I gotta take that bar off. I think it's worn out. It's a relatively new saw. Must have been running it without oil. So once this bombed out, I got old Trusty out. It's got a 14-inch bar on it now. It runs like it's on fire, man. This thing goes like crazy. I like it. It shakes like crazy too. Vibration, isolation is none. So that saved the day. Also in the trailer here, I just throw all the rest of my stuff in my helmet, my chaps. But my motto is never bring less than 2 chainsaws out to the woods with you. You're probably gonna need more than one. So in the background here we have the tractor. This is running because things I just sawed up I have to get out of the woods. I have set up for the snow, but it's kind of a pain in the butt. So what I'm going to do is just drop the snow plow over here, keep the back blade, box blade on the back, and just get my pallet forks and use them with a couple pallets to get that wood back in. Okay, the snow plow swap has taken place. We have the pallet forks, a pallet, and here's the wood that I ended up getting. Some of this is rotted a little bit. A lot of the oak is like this now. These are the pieces I was trying to cut earlier. They're not really small. I'd say that's about 12 inches there. And as it goes up the butt of the log, it gets worse. Bigger. Yeah, there's quite a bit of rot in some of this. Some of this I'll just split the center out of and give the rest to my buddy that burns the boiler oil on. Yeah. I think this was a double. This is the other side to the double. And this one side is what I'm cutting on the ground because it broke off right there. So that, possibly that stem, trunk, whatever you want to call it, might have a little bit more wood in it. That one over there too. I'll have to look at it. If it's rotten like this is now that I'm dealing with, it's not even worth it. That's a lot of work to clean that up. Not that I haven't done it before. I'm not that much in need this year though. This is my MS291 I got at work. I cut with it a couple times and it was terrible. Chain was grabbing in mid-cut and it was stalling the saw out, and it was a mess. I took the chain off, sharpened it, did the rakers, put it back on, a small improvement, but there's still something wrong. Problem was, bar was bent. You look down at here and it's got a little jiggle right in it. And I tried to get it out a little bit, but yeah, what's the use? Just going to bind things up. I use that for filing the raker gauges now. I'll advance the chain on there and just file them down. So what I did was I went with a Forester, and it came with a chain and whatnot. I've used it a couple times. Works good. Let's see what it does on this tree here today. Maybe we have to put another chain on it. I'm not sure. This is the Forester that came with it, like I said. I'm not sure of the longevity. I don't have a couple of Stihl chains. It's got to be tightened up. I don't know what I'm going to run today. I'll try this out, see what happens. I must say that I am a lot more pleased with the Forester bar than I was the standard Stihl bar. But that's no fault of the Stihl bar because, like I said before, it had bent. Had a little zigzag in the bar. I tried hammering and doing all the things I knew how to do, and I just realized it wasn't going to be successful. So I've sawed with this saw 3 times. One major tree saw down, another couple times just limbing. You ever have a piece of bark stuck in there? I never have. Well, anyway, what I'm going to do now is take it apart, and I'm going to look at the bar and the chain. I know the chain got nicked a couple times, and it's not nearly as hard as a Stihl chain, but that's to be expected. What I do after using my saws every time is to take them apart and blow out the sawdust and clean the groove out in the rail on the bar. As you can see, it doesn't really build up that much. Some sawdust down in that little pocket there. Sprocket's good. Seems to be greased well. I'll take this over to the air compressor and blow all this out and bring it back. I just want to introduce you to the new shop dog. This is Belle, everybody. Hey, Belle. How you doing? That's Belle. It's a golden retriever, about 6 months old now. What do you think, Belle? What do you think? That's Belle, guys. She'll be around from now on. That's as far as I'm going to take it down today. I don't see anything wrong here. Everything is within spec from the naked eye anyway. Saw didn't seem to oil heavily, but I'm used to the older type of saws where the oil pump goes around all the time instead of being on the clutch like this one apparently is. So that fooled me a little bit, but it does give quite a bit of oil. It does give quite a bit of oil and no disappointment so far. Good for that. That's done. Now the chain, even though I blow it out, I'll take a small screwdriver and run it right down the center to see if anything's stuck in there. Because the air pressure doesn't get it out totally, all the time. And just look through to make sure that the holes, the oiling holes are open, as far as you can see. Right there, oiling holes, one on each side. Okay. The chain. Yeah, I'm going to go over that on the grinder. Get a good grind on it. And then come back and check the rakers. The thing that I like about these cheap grinders is that you can use the play in the top end to adjust how you're grinding. I think the first grind to get the basic profile set, I'm pulling it all the way out, so it's cutting less. Bringing it back in a little bit, let it cut that, and then bring it down for a heavy one. In fact, this is a little bit too deep for this one. I'll adjust the depth gauge. Another one. Make sure your tooth is all the way down. Sometimes they ride up. Your profile established a little bit, and then give it a good one in the end. 1, 2, 3. Unless it's something that's really whacked, tooth is really worn on the tip, you might have to go back a little bit more. Then you can actually push it back the other way. Here we go. Now we're going the other way. Okay, now we're going to look at the rakers. Something I usually do on a brand new chain is you can never trust them coming from the factory. They're usually not set right. It's shaving a little bit. I'm pulling this backwards so the tips of the chain don't hit my vise underneath. It's shaping up. Well, that's about it for the MS291. Works well for me. I like the saw. I'm glad I finally am a Stihl owner. I've resisted over the years, but I couldn't pass this one up. And runs good, bar and chain. Oh well, that's what you get. It's a 20-inch bar. I think it handles it well. I think it revs up really high. I have to fix the idles blubbering a little bit. Probably heard it in the videos. Compared to my Echo CS590, it's about the same weight in my hands anyway, and it cuts slower. With the chain, maybe with the yellow chain on there, it's around the same, but well, thank you for watching. Thrifty Suburbanite signing off.